Did you know that several European countries are making bold moves to curb immigration in 2025? These policies are sparking global debates and could change the future for millions. Stick around as we reveal the 10 European countries enforcing tough new measures and why. Immigration has been a hot topic across Europe for decades, but in 2025, it's reaching a boiling point. Rising economic challenges, political pressures, and cultural shifts are driving nations to rethink their immigration policies. This video explores 10 countries that are leading the charge in deporting immigrants, highlighting the reasons behind these decisions and their potential impact. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us for more insightful content on global affairs. Country number 10. France has implemented strict deportation policies in 2025 targeting illegal immigrants. The government aims to deport 50,000 individuals by the year's end. Economic challenges have fueled public demand for tighter immigration control. France has increased funding for immigration enforcement by 30%. Deportations are prioritized for undocumented individuals with criminal records. France faces criticism from human rights organizations for its harsh measures. Immigration reform is a key topic in upcoming elections. Border checks have been intensified to prevent unauthorized entry. France has a history of welcoming immigrants, especially from former colonies. New laws make it harder for asylum seekers to obtain residency permits. Deportation centers are being expanded across the country. French cities like Paris still celebrate cultural diversity despite political challenges. Public sentiment remains divided between national security and humanitarian values. Many industries reliant on immigrant labor face staffing shortages. French politicians argue these policies protect national identity. Deportation statistics are expected to rise further in the coming months. France's colonial past influences its modern immigration dynamics. The measures have sparked protests in major cities like Lyon and Marseille. France remains a global leader in culture, art, and gastronomy. Critics warn that these policies could damage France's international reputation. Country number 9. Germany is focusing on removing illegal immigrants to reduce strain on public services. The government deported over 20,000 people in the first half of 2025 alone. Germany has processed the highest number of asylum applications in Europe. New laws prioritize deportation for those with denied asylum claims. Deportations have been met with resistance from immigrant rights groups. Germany's labor market depends heavily on skilled immigrant workers. Politicians argue that stricter policies maintain social cohesion. The nation has increased funding for border control and security. Cultural integration programs are being restructured to prioritize citizens. Protests have erupted in cities like Berlin and Munich against deportation laws. Germany's post-World War II immigration policies shaped its modern demographics. Deportation flights have increased to countries like Afghanistan and Syria. The government is balancing deportations with EU obligations. Public opinion on immigration remains deeply divided. Germany continues to lead in technological innovation and engineering. Deportation policies include strict oversight to ensure compliance with EU law. Many migrants fear for their safety upon return to their home countries. Germany's reputation as a welcoming nation is under scrutiny. Immigration debates are central to upcoming German elections. Germany's strong economy makes it a prime destination for migrants. Country number 8. The UK has introduced stricter immigration controls in response to public pressure. Deportations in 2025 are expected to surpass 40,000 individuals. New laws target undocumented migrants and those overstaying visas. The government has allocated additional funding for deportation operations. The UK's points-based immigration system favors skilled workers. Border agencies have been authorized to conduct more frequent raids. Many industries, such as healthcare, are concerned about losing migrant workers. The UK's post-Brexit policies significantly impact migration trends. Human rights groups are challenging these measures in court. Cities like London remain diverse hubs despite tighter immigration rules. Deportation centers are facing overcrowding issues due to rising cases. The Home Office is under scrutiny for delayed asylum decisions. Deportations are focused on individuals with criminal convictions. Rising nationalism has fueled anti-immigrant sentiments in the UK. Public opinion is polarized between economic benefits and national security concerns. Repatriation agreements have been signed with several countries. Many immigrants fear deportation to unstable regions. Protests have occurred in cities like Manchester and Birmingham. The UK government defends these policies as necessary for public safety. Critics argue that these measures tarnish the UK's reputation for tolerance. Country number 7. Spain has implemented new deportation strategies targeting illegal migrants. In 2025, the government plans to deport over 25,000 individuals. Spain's southern coastline is a primary entry point for migrants. Border patrols have been increased along the Mediterranean Sea. Many migrants arrive from North Africa seeking better opportunities. Spain is working with EU partners to manage migration flows. Deportation policies focus on undocumented individuals and denied asylum seekers. Human rights organizations criticize Spain for inadequate asylum procedures. Deportations often involve repatriation to African and Latin American countries. Spain's vibrant culture attracts tourists but faces immigration challenges. Public sentiment about immigration remains mixed across regions. Deportation flights are carried out regularly from major Spanish cities. Spanish politicians emphasize the need for controlled immigration. Spain's economy benefits from immigrant labor in agriculture and services. Protests have erupted in cities like Madrid and Barcelona against new laws. Many deportations occur under international agreements with origin countries. Spain continues to receive large numbers of asylum applications annually. The country's history of colonization shapes its modern migration patterns. Cultural festivals in Spain showcase its multicultural influences. Critics argue Spain's policies contradict its image as a welcoming nation. Country number 6. Greece has become a key transit point for migrants entering Europe. New deportation laws aim to reduce pressure on overcrowded refugee camps. The government plans to deport 15,000 individuals by the end of 2025. Many migrants arrive in Greece via the Aegean Sea from Turkey. Deportation policies target undocumented migrants and rejected asylum seekers. Greece has increased patrols along its maritime borders. Refugee camps in Lesbos and Samos face dire living conditions. Humanitarian organizations criticize Greece for its harsh deportation practices. Deportation flights are frequently arranged to countries in the Middle East and Africa. Public opinion in Greece is divided due to economic pressures. Greek politicians argue these measures protect national resources. Tourism remains a major industry despite immigration challenges. Greece seeks more support from the EU to manage migration flows. Deportation procedures are often delayed by legal appeals. Protests have erupted in Athens against deportation policies. Greece's ancient history contrasts with its modern political struggles. Many immigrants contribute to the Greek economy, especially in tourism. Deportation measures include strengthening ties with countries of origin. Greece's geographic location makes it a gateway to Europe for migrants. Critics call for more humane approaches to handling migration issues. Country number 5. Italy has become a major focal point for migration from Africa and the Middle East. New immigration laws aim to deport 30,000 individuals by the end of 2025. The Mediterranean Sea remains a dangerous route for migrants reaching Italy. The government has increased border patrol efforts to prevent illegal crossings. Many immigrants in Italy work in agriculture and construction industries. Political debates over immigration are intensifying in Italian media. Italy is demanding more support from the EU to handle migration. Deportation procedures are being streamlined to speed up removals. Immigration centers are overcrowded, leading to criticism from NGOs. Italy's rich cultural heritage contrasts with its current political turmoil. Laws now restrict access to public services for undocumented migrants. Italian citizens remain polarized on the immigration issue. Rome has hosted multiple protests both for and against new immigration policies. Deportation policies are seen as a response to rising nationalist sentiments. Italy's coastal cities are the hardest hit by waves of migration. Government campaigns aim to discourage migrants from attempting the journey. Critics argue Italy's actions violate EU human rights agreements. Many deportations involve repatriation agreements with African nations. Italy continues to be a tourist hotspot despite these challenges. The migration crisis has reshaped Italy's political landscape. Country number 4. Sweden has adopted stricter deportation policies in response to rising immigration. In 2025, the government aims to deport over 10,000 individuals. Deportations are prioritized for undocumented migrants and criminal offenders. Sweden is known for its progressive stance, but faces pressure to tighten borders. Asylum applications have decreased due to stricter regulations. Deportation centers in Sweden are expanding their capacity. Human rights organizations express concern over forced deportations. Public opinion on immigration varies between urban and rural areas. The government argues these measures protect social welfare systems. Sweden continues to promote cultural integration programs for legal immigrants. Many deportations involve repatriation to Middle Eastern and African nations. Critics argue Sweden's actions tarnish its reputation for humanitarian values. Immigration debates dominate Swedish political discourse. Deportation flights have increased significantly in 2025. Stockholm has witnessed protests both supporting and opposing these measures. Sweden's economy benefits from highly skilled migrant workers. The government has introduced campaigns discouraging illegal migration. Deportations are monitored to ensure compliance with international law. Sweden remains a leader in sustainable development despite political challenges. Critics urge the government to balance security concerns with compassion. Country number 3. Denmark is enforcing some of Europe's strictest deportation policies in 2025. The government plans to deport over 8,000 undocumented migrants this year. Denmark has implemented laws limiting asylum applications significantly. Deportations target individuals without valid permits or denied asylum. Authorities have introduced fast-track deportation procedures. Many deportees are sent back to Middle Eastern and African countries. Denmark's welfare system faces strain due to rising immigration concerns. Critics argue these measures contradict Denmark's human rights commitments. Border controls have been strengthened to prevent illegal entries. Public opinion is largely supportive of stricter immigration laws. Copenhagen has witnessed protests against mass deportations. Denmark offers voluntary repatriation programs with financial incentives. Deportation centers are monitored to ensure humane treatment of detainees. Denmark emphasizes attracting skilled workers over unregulated migration. The government collaborates with international agencies to manage returns. Deportation policies aim to address security and economic challenges. Critics warn that such measures may isolate Denmark from global cooperation. Denmark continues to rank high in global happiness indexes despite tensions. Cultural events celebrate diversity while grappling with immigration issues. Political leaders call for balancing compassion with national interests. Country number 2. Austria has announced a surge in deportations, aiming for 20,000 in 2025. Policies focus on undocumented migrants and those denied asylum. The government emphasizes national security as a reason for stricter controls. Deportations frequently involve flights to Eastern European and Middle Eastern nations. Austria has increased border patrols along its frontiers with Hungary and Slovenia. Public support for these measures reflects rising nationalism in Austria. Critics argue the policies are too harsh and disregard individual circumstances. Deportation centers near Vienna are operating at full capacity. The Austrian government highlights economic pressures as a driving factor. Humanitarian organizations accuse Austria of breaching international norms. Political debates center around immigration's impact on Austrian identity. Deportations are fast-tracked to reduce legal backlogs in the asylum system. Migrants contribute significantly to Austria's labor-intensive industries. Protests against deportation policies have occurred in Vienna and Graz. Austria cooperates with EU nations to implement repatriation agreements. Critics call for more transparent processes and fairer hearings for asylum seekers. Austria remains a popular tourist destination with its alpine landscapes. Deportation figures are closely monitored by human rights organizations. The government stresses the importance of legal pathways for migration. Political leaders are divided on balancing immigration with Austrian cultural values. Country number 1. Portugal, known for its welcoming culture, is taking stricter measures in 2025. The government plans to deport over 5,000 undocumented migrants. Policies focus on those failing to meet visa or residency requirements. Deportation centers in Lisbon and Porto are operating at full capacity. Migrants from Brazil, Angola, and other Portuguese-speaking nations are most affected. Public debates highlight concerns over labor shortages in critical sectors. Critics argue that these deportations undermine Portugal's inclusive image. Portugal's tourism sector relies heavily on migrant workers. Voluntary repatriation programs offer financial incentives to migrants. Humanitarian organizations are monitoring the treatment of deportees. Political parties are divided on whether to tighten or relax immigration laws. Increased border surveillance aims to curb illegal entries. Many deportations stem from stricter enforcement of overstayed tourist visas. The government has launched campaigns to promote legal migration pathways. Portugal remains a top destination for retirees and expatriates worldwide. Economic challenges are cited as a reason for stricter immigration controls. Cultural festivals continue to celebrate diversity amidst policy changes. Activists are advocating for more humane immigration policies. The country's colonial history adds complexity to its migration dynamics. Portugal faces pressure from the EU to align with broader repatriation efforts. Immigration remains a divisive issue, and as we've seen, these 10 European countries are taking bold steps to address it in 2025. While some argue these measures are necessary to protect their economies and cultures, others believe they undermine humanitarian values. If you found this video informative, give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into global issues. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.